You ever have that one friend that always asks for advice but never actually listens to the advice? Like, girl, why did you even ask me? You already knew what you were gonna do. Let's talk about why some questions should never be asked and some questions should never be answered. Welcome back to Real Talk with Jen. I'm Jen. Hello to all my new subscribers, to anyone that is finding me for the first time, welcome. And what's up to my OGs? You know, I always see y'all. So why do people do this? People ask for advice, waste your time, quite frankly, time, energy, and caring heart, and then they don't listen. Like, this is like a thing that happens so much in my life, to the point that I'm starting to just like keep my thoughts to myself. I talk to the camera more than anything. I'm out here just zipping my lips, and baby, I got nothing to say. I always tell my sister, people already have decided what they're gonna do before they ask you. So sometimes I don't engage in conversations, or I get to a certain point and I just kind of stop, because I realize at some point the person is not there to actually listen to what anyone has to say. They're really there for validation. They're not actually looking for input. And when other people are there to co-sign whatever it is that they're saying or going through or whatever, it makes them feel better. And so then y'all could just talk about all that together. So it's not really an opportunity to talk about the things that don't align with what's already in their head and what they've already decided. And I feel like with social media, this has become worse because people are asking about things that are really things you shouldn't ask other people about, that aren't really close to you, like marriage and your kids and finances and all these things that usually typically were pretty personal things back in the day. Now people share everything. I would argue going to the internet to ask, you know, how I'm gonna cut my hair, how I'm, you know, this outfit, whatever, things like that, sure. But asking if you should divorce your husband? No, ma'am. So I used to work with this girl. Y'all, to the point that she used to tell her business so much, to the point that people would try to go the other way when they saw her coming. Like, it was that bad. I remember one time she cornered me. I had no idea this was coming, so that was the other thing. I had no idea it was coming, but she cornered me. I figured it was a work thing. It was not. She very much was asking me about the father of her children, who I don't know, never met this man, never even officially seen a picture of him. I did snoop and did find the picture, because that's who I am. But she didn't herself show me anything. She's like blindly asking me questions about what she should do with her baby daddy. And so they live together and they have children together, and they've been together like almost a decade, not married, not engaged. Doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. And she's like asking me, should she move forward with the relationship, and what do I think about that, and how it might impact the children. I mean, like, big things, big life things that I would not talk to a coworker about, unless this was like a very close friend that was my coworker. But again, we are not and we're not close friends. And at some point, 20 minutes into being cornered and trying to find like a way out of the situation, it became very clear to me, like, she was not there for my input. She was there for my validation. And I ain't got time for that. Like, I'm not a waster of timer. I'm not a waster of timer, y'all. I'm not somebody that likes to waste my time. So when situations like that present themselves and I recognize it, I remove myself pretty quickly. In this case, she was asking me because I'm married. I've been married for a while. I am thankfully and blessed to be happily married. So asking for advice from someone that's happily married is one thing. It wasn't that. She was looking for me to say what it was that was already in her head, validated, so she could run with it. But baby, I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna do that. First of all, I don't offer opinion on other people's marriages when I can help it. If I am broached about something or asked about something, but I rarely just offer up unsolicited information or advice about people's marriages, because everybody's marriage is different. Everybody's marriage is their own. All I could ever do is say, well, this is what me and my husband do, or this is what happened when we went through a similar situation. But to sit up there and tell somebody that has children with someone, lives with them, they have their finances intertwined, whether married or in a long-term relationship, to leave them or to this or that, baby, I am not the girl. And it just got me thinking about how much this like happens in our lives every single day. Sometimes from people, random people on the internet, and sometimes from friends and family. If you know someone that is constantly asking but rarely listening, it's time to disengage a little bit. And if you can't think of anybody, it's probably you. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't ask people for advice. Don't allow people to pour into you when you need it. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is don't be the person that is pouring and dumping onto others, waiting for them to give back to you and not listening. Don't be the person that's allowing people to do that to you, and then you're stuck and you find yourself answering questions that quite frankly are none of your business. And like I said, when that happens online and I see like comments of people just like really going in on other people, it always makes me cringe, because we never know the full story of online situations. Never. People put one side of something up and then we're dragging somebody's husband to death. And then, you know, a month later you see them happily ever after in like a family photo shoot. And it's because, girl, you should have never posted that in the first place, because you already knew what you were doing when you posted it. Like, you were looking for exactly what you got, and then on the back end you resolved the situation and you got people out here pouring into something that ain't really got nothing to do with them. What I've been trying to do lately, when I'm asked things that I feel like are none of my business, I kind of circle it back to the person and say, well, what do you think you should do? What do you want to do? Because again, more often than not, it's already up here, baby. They already know. They already know. So asking that question gives them a moment of introspection to say like, dang, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And then you can take the conversation from there if you feel like it's worth taking, obviously. Not everybody gets the same amount of care and advice and all those things, right? Not everybody is equal in that sense. But if it is someone that is a loved one or that you care about, that will allow them to step back from the situation and then say to themselves like, dang, what is it truly that I'm looking for? What is the goal of this thing? What is the end result that I actually want? And then from there, you can have a real conversation that is not one-sided. It basically puts the responsibility back on them. Because one thing you're not gonna do is say, I was talking to Jennifer, she said I should leave my husband. But no, for real, if you or someone you know genuinely needs some advice, some good advice, some worthy advice, go to people that you trust and respect. Your pastor, your parents, your close friends, not your co-workers, close friends, the people that have always been there for you, the people that you're actually willing to listen to and are willing to listen to you. But don't get upset when that pushback comes and it's not aligned with what you're thinking, if you're actually open to the advice. Therapy. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Therapy, mentors, church groups. At the church that we go to, they have a lot of groups that allow for kind of a safe space to talk to people that, although you have just met, you're likely of the same mind frame, you likely have the same values, you're obviously of the same religion. So it creates some level of safeness and feeling like you can be open and talk. So I think that's also helpful. Prayer. Let me say that louder for the people in the back. Prayer. Pray about it. Pray about it before you worry about it. I literally put up a post like that the other day. Pray about it. It was pray about it as much as you worry about it. And Lord knows we be out here worrying. I'm a worrier. Like, I worry about everything and I need to work through that. But I pray a lot. I pray all throughout the day, night, everything. I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm thinking, I'm praying. I'm always praying. And so sometimes we just need to let things go to prayer. Instead of asking for advice from the world, pray about it first. Knowing the difference of wanting advice and just wanting to be heard is very important. Needing to vent and be heard is very different than wanting actual advice. And I think those two things are often conflated. So if it's being dumped on you, quickly recognize, is this person looking to vent to me? In which case, just be quiet and listen. Or is this person actually looking for advice that they will listen to? And once you decide that, you'll know how to approach the situation. If you are the person that needs advice, ask yourself, do I need advice that I'm actually ready to listen to? Or do I just need to be heard because I'm upset about something or agitated or hurt about something? Again, very different things. And I think as we continue to get older, these things become more and more important because the internet is still just the internet. Everybody just knows what is presented on the internet and doesn't always know the background situations that go along with the stories that are told. Just some food for thought from a girl that's heard a lot and done a lot. That's all. No judgment, but a little bit. Let me know in the comments what side of that coin you often find yourself on. Are you the one typically people go to and you give them advice, you pour it to them and they don't listen to nothing that you gotta say? Or are you that person? Are you the person that's always soliciting advice from like 50 people that just confuses you even more, and then you really don't ever listen in the end because you don't know which way to go? Let me know in the comments some of the experiences y'all have had as well with this. Also, let me know how crazy the advice seeking can get. Again, a girl was asking me about should she leave her husband, her baby daddy or not. Like, girl, I don't know. Let me know if things like that have ever happened to you. I cannot be the only one out here going through this. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. I pray that this week is good to you, that it is fruitful, that it is not full of noise, and that you have a moment to yourself to think and be productive. I hope you're well. I hope your family is well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.